Brett, I've had the 7300 about 3 different times. I tried it and I got rid of it and got something else, came back to it, tried it, used it, and then got rid of it and tried something. You know how that goes. So I don't have one right now, but if I came across one that was in good condition and was a sensible price, DX Engineering is selling theirs for under $1,000 now. They have a rebate going on. So when I see used 7300s going for like $900 or something like that, I'll just drive down the road and I'll just go buy a new one. But
Test
I
1, 2,
would
3.
consider one again, depending on how old it was and condition, and obviously the price. There, go ahead.
Yeah, very well. You're right. They're not that much money. The one I have is maybe about a year old or so. Not a lot of use on it, and I bought it from DX Engineering, and I think I paid $1,100 for it or something, and then $100 rebate, so like $1,000, or maybe it was $1,000, and maybe I paid $900 or something plus taxes, etc. But that's the rub right there. That's the thing. If I have to sell the radio for $400 or $500, it's not worth it. I'll just keep it. But you're absolutely right. It doesn't make sense either to say, well, you can get a new one for $900, or I've got one here for $850. Save $50. That probably doesn't make sense either. So that's why I end up with all this stuff never going anywhere. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. $50. Well, for a couple $100 more, you can get a brand new one. So, and that's the thing is, and that's true in anything. With what you buy, it used to be used to get 75% of retail, and now that's gone up to about 85% of retail.
Test 1, 2, 3.
And depending on with what it is, 7300s are a dime a dozen. They're all over the place. You can spend a couple hours just going to QTH and QRZ and some other places, and you'll see 7300 for sale. So it'll just be a question of how old it is, condition, and how much they want for it. But yeah, they're all over the place. So I started looking at that again, but the line isolator I was told would probably take care of the overload problems that I had with the 7300. I have a couple other rigs. Right now I'm running a Flex 6500, and I have an FGDX 3000 also here in the shack. And in the remote shack, I have a Kenworth TS 590 and a Kenworth TS 850. So I've got quite a few HF rigs to pick from. I just sold a FGDX 1200. I just took it down to FedEx and got rid of that there. So I'm looking to replace it with something. But I would entertain again a 7300. But like I said, I have to look at the conditions. But to turn it back over to, I have to flick screens here, make sure I get the guy's call correct. The VE or the WE3J. Go ahead there, Gary, from WD8 BP and the group. Go ahead.
VA3 KBC.
Yeah, VE3KBC acknowledged. Let's see if, but before I say good afternoon, let's see if Gary's still there. WE3J, do you copy VE3CNF, W8? Okay, Gary may have just wandered away from the radio. And let's say good afternoon to VE3 KBC from VE3CNF. I should remember. I should remember. Oh man, my memory's terrible. I'm sorry. I've forgotten the name, although I know it.
You're excused. It's okay. It's Don or DJ, and I am live streaming right now as well. I played around with this OBS and the screen. I was thinking of getting a green screen, but I found a program that I could download and use that. So that's what I'm doing. So anyhow, yeah, 45 degrees. It was kind of bitter cold this morning, but started to warm up this afternoon. 45, sunshine, blue skies, snow's melting, but I think most of that snow might get replaced tomorrow because they're talking about quite a bit of snow coming, and we don't need that. I've had enough of winter. I'm to the point now that I'm ready for spring. I get my garden going and that kind of stuff, and spend more time outdoors. So anyhow, other than that, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Okay, so I got two things wrong. I've got the call wrong, and DJ, forgive me because I had it, but I don't know. I'm getting old, and the brain matter is just rotting. It's Brad here in Cleveland Heights, and I'm in QSO with D8BP, and that's Mike in Parma. So he's a neighbor of mine, just not too far away. He's more southeast, and I'm more, no, he's southwest, and I'm more northeast, kind of in this part of northeast Ohio, where there's no snow on the ground. It's a sunny day today, but it's cool. But apparently we're supposed to, like you just mentioned, we're supposed to get a dusting tomorrow. So who the heck knows? But it sure is nice out there today. So we'll take it. I was just out running around with the dogs a little bit, but spring definitely feels like it's in the air though. So don't despair. It'll be here before you know it. Let me kick it back to Mike, WD8BP VE3 CNF WA.
Alrighty, this is WD8BP. Yeah, you guys sound very good here. And I want to get back to who was the VA3 station again there? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie. Name's Don, but I go by DJ. So either one, Don or DJ, is fine.
Okay, I don't remember if I've talked to you before or not, but the voice sounds familiar, but maybe I talked to a couple other people on this particular frequency, so I guess it just kind of depends. Well, you sound good here. You're a good S9, and the audio sounds fine. And like I said, just running a Flex 6500 here, 100 watts, and the antenna that I'm using at the moment is a end-fed wire antenna there. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Yep, running the Apache Labs 7000 DLE Mark II RE27ND microphone, Acom 1010 amp running 500 watts, and the antenna is the Mosely Signal Master. It's the 3-element tri-bander. It's 3 elements for 40 meters, 20 and 17. I've got it pointed to the east, so I just got to do just touch over there. That's better. And I am live streaming, so you can hear yourself. You can see on the waterfall what your signal looks like, and also the signal strength. So it's the top of the hour. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie. There's a link from my QRZ page.
Very good. Mike, do you copy DJ up in Canada?
Out here, let you two guys continue here. I got to make a quick phone call. I had a message that just comes through here, so I got to see what's going on with that there. So, but you guys have a nice afternoon. Yeah, nice weather here, but is definitely chilly. And yeah, they're calling for some pretty substantial snow accumulation starting later on this evening through tonight through tomorrow. So we'll see how all that kind of shakes out. But we'll see you guys later, and nice talking to you. VA3 KBC in the group, 73, and we'll listen for you guys here again from WD8BP. Go ahead.
Yeah, 7-3, you have a good day. Go ahead there, Brad.
Yeah, cheers, Mike. Thanks for picking up my CQ way back there. And do have a good afternoon, and hopefully, the snow just comes and goes and doesn't present too much of a problem. WD8BP from VE3 CNF, stroke W8 here in Northeast Ohio. Have a great afternoon. DJ, what's happening up your way?
Not a whole lot. Just another day. Like I said, sun's shining and that. So went out and gathered 3 eggs. I got 3 eggs today. So they kind of pick up and then they kind of slack off. It all depends on the weather. When we had that snow and that cold, they kind of dropped off on their laying. But I've got 4 hens, and they're supposed to give me 4 eggs a day, and one of them's kind of laxing. So, but it's the daylight hours are getting longer, so should start to produce a little bit more. And I do like my eggs. So the other thing is I like my bacon, and I with my kasori, there was a recall, so I had to because apparently they were. The wiring was causing fires, and people were losing their kitchens, their houses, and everything. So I got an email from Amazon, as that's where we got it. We have 2 of them, and so I had to go through the procedure of cutting the cord, writing down the bin number, the serial number, and all that stuff. Take pictures and set it in. Well, I've done that 3 times now. It keeps coming back that something's not right. I do it over again, so I don't know what the hell their issue is. The pictures are good, they're showing the cord cut and everything, but there's an 800 number, so if I get it kicked back one more time, I'm going to be calling that 800 number and want to know, what the hell more do you want? Do you want to send me a couple of hoops that I can jump through to satisfy you? Like, good grief, I did everything that they wanted. So I want my kasori and my new ones so I can do my bacon, because that's how I do my bacon. Anyhow, VA3 KBC.
Yeah, VA3 KBC, VE3 CNF, W8 returning. Yeah, well, those are the hoops, right? It can be a major pain, but hopefully you can get over that. And and with respect to those hens, maybe you've got to go and play some music or something in there. Some nice classical music, and get the ladies feeling good, and then maybe they'll get to producing more eggs for you.
Well, actually, I free range them. Like, I'll open up the gate there, and they'll go out, run, around the backyard out front. They'll go into the flower bed, the where the shrubs are, and that under the cedar trees, all that kind of stuff. But with all the snow, they haven't been going out. So I think that also has a bearing, because when they do go out and do their rummaging and picking and scratching and all that stuff, eating the grass, they seem to be producing better. So I think that's a little bit of the issue as well. They're kind of cooped up in their cage there. I have the chicken coop, and then I open the slide door, and then they can go out. That's all fenced off. There's a fence on top and on the sides and that, so predators can't get at them. But they like to go out on the lawn and pick away at stuff. So in any event, we're just waiting for the snow to melt so that they can get out and do their rummaging again.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, when you say the snow, do you have a lot of it? We have nothing, absolutely nothing.
Well, this snow here was so hard you could walk on it. It was, maybe about a foot thick in spots, 2 feet, 3 feet with drifting, and they said you could walk right on it. It was so hard.
Oh man, and I'll tell you, this winter, this part of Ohio, South Shore Lake Erie, we get lake effect like crazy, and I don't think the lake really froze this year. So, when the water stays open, it can be even more interesting. And we've had virtually no snow. So it's really been, I say that, and I shouldn't, and I know, and people are going to give me hell for even talking about it, because we had snow on Mother's Day last year. So I should probably just stop talking about it, because we'll get a big dump.
Roger. Well, but it goes in cycles. So, it has nothing to do with what mankind does. All to do with the what the sun does, activity, and everything on the earth here. So, as I said, it comes in cycle. And yeah, we've been getting a lot of north winds. In fact, it's a north wind today off the lake. It's open, and so it's just that damp, cold feeling. But yeah, so you got to dress for it. You have to adapt. That's the whole thing. People are so naive that, this has changed. Well, okay, so it's changed. You adapt to it. You want to go for a walk, you got to layer up, dress a little bit better, and go out for your walk in the cold and that. So, but anyhow, like I said, I've had enough winter. in my younger days when I snowmobiled, I loved winter. That was just, did a lot of snowmobiling now, but not anymore. I'm 70. I don't snowmobile. I just kind of like to have the moderate temperatures. If it was 75 degrees all year round, I'd be fine with that. VA3 KBC.
Yeah, QSL. I still don't mind it. It's I ski and I do winter stuff, so I'm okay with it. For a while, years back, we lived in.
And Tommy.
We lived for a while in Singapore, where it's basically, as you know, it's on the equator. So 365 days a year, it was exactly every day was the same. 365 days, every day the same. The sun came up at the same time, went down at the same time. The weather every day was the same. And I'll tell you, after a while, it drove me crazy. I really missed the sort of cycling through the seasons. It's just something about it. Maybe if you grow up on the equator, it's fine. But I didn't grow up there, so I just found that there was something really just lacking in not having the seasons come. And you farmed. I mean, that's all about seasonality. So it just was really strange. So I don't mind winter. I think it's just all part of the seasons. Then you look forward to spring and then all the rain and then the muck and you go, okay, then here comes summer. And then, of course, not too long from now, it'll be summer and everyone will be complaining that, oh, it's too hot, it's too humid, oh, my God, the bugs. But that's just all part of it. But I do like the seasons.
Good enough, Randy. Well, Brad, I do too. I do like the 4 seasons. I just kind of wish winter was maybe only a couple months. I could take that, but it's the kind of in between, the damp, raw, chilly kind of days. If it was, say we had a foot of snow and 20 degrees Fahrenheit, nice and cold, that I like a whole lot better than this kind of in between up and down and that kind of stuff. So I prefer it if it just stayed cold rather than the in-between stuff. So looks like Randy's going to get on shortly and Tommy's watching as well. So I agree with you. It's nice to have those changes. I actually do like September, especially when I was on the farm. Near the end of September was when we start soybeans, and you'd have those 70-75 degree days, sunshine, blue skies. You'd have the air conditioning on in the combine, and then as the evening rolled in, it almost got to where you had to flick the heater on because it would get quite chilly at night. But yeah, and I remember plowing. Had my dad had the cab tractor, my brother had the cab tractor, and I had the 2130 with a 3-furrow plow, and I had a heat houser. And looking up in the stars, like dark nights, no clouds, no moon, and just looking up at the stars, just beautiful. Then Dad wanted to go home, so he took my tractor, and I took his with the cab, the 4430. And, in the cab, can't see the stars or anything. So, and the air just, outdoors, it just smelled fresh and frosty. Those were good days. But my favorite job on the farm when it came, to harvest was running the 9500. And I had a 6-row corn head and harvesting corn. Wheat was okay, soybeans okay, but I just loved doing corn. Planting was another one that was okay, but at the end of the year, combining corn was my favorite. So anyhow, see if anybody else is going to be joining us. And I am live streaming. It can be picked up on my QRZ page. There's a link there to YouTube, and it's Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Whiskey November 8 Sierra Charlie India.
Ed.
Yeah, just turned the radio on and caught the tail end, something about streaming. I want to see if I could just make contact.
Well, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, copy that. Name yours Walter in Northeast Ohio, and I got you about a 5'7", a 5'8" here. Sounding great.
I got you 10 over, and I got the beam pointed to the east. So, and Walter, yeah, I am live streaming on YouTube. It'll be saved there as well. So if you want to watch it later tonight, you can do that, or tomorrow, whatever. It's today's date. And I was just doing some testing. I've got a software program for the screen from behind me, rather than just what I have behind me as a cabinet and stuff like that. I have software with the Andromeda M31 Galaxy, so that's what I have as a backdrop for when I'm streaming here.
Well, copy that. I've seen a lot of people do like the green screen number, and that's always very cool. That's above my technological know-how. Is there any way I could get your call? I believe it was Victor Alpha 3 something.
Yes, Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Don. I appreciate it. And I heard you doing the farming in corn. Is that sweet corn or like ear corn?
It was field corn. I've sold the farm. I'm retired from farming, but again, there are pictures on my QRZ page. There's actually a link to the year in farming. I did that. This was before GoPros and cameras and all that stuff and YouTube. So I just kind of kept a thing with my Canon or Olympus. I have an Olympus digital camera, so I was taking pictures and I saved that and I put it on a website there. So there's a link there as well. And yeah, call sign again is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll take a look at your webpage. That's very cool. I am a corn person. I don't know much about farming, but I can always be thankful for a farmer. So I appreciate you letting me make the contact. I'm going to scroll through the band a little bit more, and I'll go to say 73s and wish you a good day. Okay. Have a good day. It sounds like I hear the Anan mating call hitting there right now, the two-tone. Hello, Randy.
Hey, how are you today, DJ?
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Well, I just walked in from work, and I thought, well, I'll turn YouTube on, and I'm sitting in front of the TV, and I thought, well, if he's down there and he's on the frequency my radio's already dialed into, I might as well come down and say hello.
Well, Heidi-ho.
I don't know anybody named Heidi, and I'm not sure I'd call her that if it was me.
Well, you know, that's Home Improvement. What was his name now? Wilson, the next door neighbor. He would always say, Heidi-ho, good neighbor.
Oh, yes. I remember Wilson quite well. He was one of my favorite characters on that program. It's just like the state Idaho, right? You hear these people, Idaho. I'm like, I'm sure you are, but I'd rather not hear about it.
Yeah, and I just widened out to 6K because I see you're transmitting at that, so I'm listening at 6K, and I bumped out to 6K as well.
I wasn't sure I was quite that well. Maybe I am that wide. It should be about 4.5, but I can narrow it up. If anybody's got a bother from it, I don't have a problem narrowing that up at all.
I just narrowed back to 4. 4 is good enough, and no one should complain about that, especially running pure signal.
And good afternoon there to Brad. Nice to hear you again, Stroke 8, Brad, and a couple of the other fellows there were in there do a great job. Geez, I wish my receive sounded like it does when I watch your live stream, because I'll tell you the live stream, the audio and the visual and the audio along with it really does sort of sound spectacular.
Well, there's nothing fancy. I just have a USB mic I picked up on Amazon, and it's just sitting right in front of the speaker. And then I have a USB audio interface for picking my voice up on the RE27 here, transmit it over. So I got 2 ways of doing it. So the one microphone picks up the audio from the radio, and then the USB interface picks up the audio when I'm talking on this mic to transmit across for YouTube.
Well, I think it's probably got a great deal to do with the quality of the receiver. Being a software, in general, a software-defined radio. My radio, even with a DSP, is pretty old tech at 30-plus years old, so...
Well, yeah, the audio on this 10-band parametric equalizer and CFC. So Art, he did the setup for me. We did that team view like I told you before, and had me talking, and he set it up. And again, those settings, I have a screenshot on my QRZ page. So anyone has the Apache Labs radio, SDR Radio 7000 DLE, they can utilize those. And I don't have any outboard gear, no EQing outboard at all, just the a Golden Age pre-73 Junior preamp for the mic for the RE27, and then the USB audio interface as well. But the EQing is all done by the radio.
Yeah, it's quite a difference there between what I'm hearing through my speaker and what I hear through the video, at least. Now, that's neither here nor there. Communications is. I try not to worry a great deal. Anyways, this is VE3UPZ, and nice to hear everybody. I'll be listening along for a while.
Okay, well, I'm going to be here for a few more minutes, and I'm going to cut the stream, end the stream, and I got a few things to do. So I just thought I'd give it a try. Like I said, I got that software program. Wanted to see how it was going to work with the for a backdrop for my streaming here, and it looks good. I'm pleased with it. Took a little bit of finagling to get it to work properly, but I've got it saved now, so I'm happy with it.
Would you say that was Andromeda?
It's M31, and actually, Randy, when I had my 12.5-inch mirrored Dobsonian telescope, I viewed Andromeda M31, and I'll tell you, talk about a humbling experience to actually see another galaxy, with your own eyes through a telescope.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm absolutely quite sure. Well, the nice part about that now is you might be able to come up with another like if you have like security cameras or something in your backyard where your chickens are, you can put a feed in there, and you could have like a live feed of the chickens roaring around and behind you while you're on the radio.
I could, I suppose. I have the SR-71, and there's a few other things I had that I saved, but I like these M31, the Andromeda. But yeah, I guess I could have the they are comical. It's really a lot of fun to watch them. They're like my pets, and they are kind of comical.
Well, a friend of mine had about 8 chickens and 1 rooster, and they all had quite independent and differing personalities. And we'd be sitting in the backyard, having a beer or whatever, and these chickens would come over. And some of them are friendly. They'd come up, they'd let you touch them and such, but more often than not, they're just keeping away from you. But they will come over, and then, of course, they get all Twitter-pated or whatever, and the rooster's jumping from chicken to chicken, and the hens are getting all excited. And you just got to sit back and laugh at it.
Well, we had a rooster, but he was very protective. He attacked Carol. You never turn your back on him. That was the mistake she made. And he went from behind, and he bloodied her leg. And the one time, well, it was, I think the next day, I was out there, and they were out free ranging because I let them free range, for a little while. And same thing, he came up behind me, and he nailed me good too. So I figured, okay, that's enough of that. She said, get rid of them. So I did. And hens seem to like it a little bit better. They didn't seem to be so stressed, and so they did okay. You only need a rooster if you want for breeding, like if you want to have the eggs to hatch out chicks, but we don't. We want the eggs for eating. So so I have ordered another 4 hens for next September. I'll be getting them Rhode Island Reds. These are going to be they're 2 years now. So time to get some more, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the other ones. And you're right, we've got one that's kind of the boss. Poor little Annie. Carol calls her Orphan Annie. She was the smaller one. She always gets picked on, so Carol calls her little Orphan Annie. But they seem to have their pecking order.
Yep, they do indeed. I actually found it kind of comical because you get in there and you can break them up. Well, of course, these friends of mine, they had, I think it was a total of 7 hens and 1 rooster, or 8 birds altogether. And they built a nice pen with a run, and and everything. It was their first crack at the chicken thing, and they lasted all that year, raising them up from chicks, they got all that year through the winter and into the next year. And my friend decided to sell the whole bit. His wife got tired of taking care of it. And I said, well, why are you getting rid of that? He said, well, she said she wanted it, and then she looked at me one day and said she didn't want it. So apparently he sold the whole lot for $800. And the pen they had was really nice, really nicely built out of old pallet material, and had a steel roof, and the run had a steel roof, and it was all properly wired, and it was real nice. I thought about it myself, but I'm not sure if I wanted to take care of the bloody chickens. Not that I mind them, because I do kind of like them. I don't know, it just seems a shame after they stop producing, you put them in a pot and maybe even eat them. Kind of make you feel bad.
Well, my feed is around $32, I think, and that bag usually lasts a month and a half. And I do buy a bag of mealworms, which is about $12. That lasts about a month. That's a treat for them. If they're out and about and I want to get them back in the pen, I'll just shake the bag. Well, they come running and flying. So that's their treat. I just enjoy them. Like, born and raised on the farm, we had chores all the time. And this is nothing compared to what I had on the farm. So these guys are a lot of fun. And I clean the pen out once a week. I use, I buy bales of wood chips from the Forest Agra there, and that works very well. So I just scrape that out with when I built it up fairly high so I could just put a wheelbarrow at the door and then scrape it with a rake broom into the wheelbarrow and take it out back. But the other day there, when I cleaned it out, I got the bags I have left over from feed. I used that, and I just scraped everything to the door and hooked the bag, made a hook there, and took the aluminum shovel and put it in the bag, and I cleaned it out that way, broomed it all out into the bag and put that into the garbage bin, and then put some fresh wood chips down, and it smells nice in there. And so that's doesn't take very long. I enjoy doing that. That's very simple to do, so not much work to them at all. And as I said, I get 3 to 4 eggs. When it's a good run there in the summertime and everything, they usually give me about 4 eggs a day. This winter though is down to 2 eggs, sometimes 1, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, but I'm kind of around that 2 to 3. Today I got 3, so but I do like the eggs, and it's well worth it for me to have them. VA3 KBC.
Sounds like a good breakfast to me.
Yeah.
Well, many years ago, when I was a young lad, all of maybe 9 or 10 years old, we moved from where we lived up on the mountain in Westport. We went, and my dad wanted to try homesteading, so we had pigs and chickens and goats and goose and ducks, all manner of animals we had when we lived up there. I enjoyed that, as a matter of fact, taking care of the animals as a young lad. Then we had 150 acres up there, and Dad grew small crops, corn and vegetables and such. And we, my sister and I and Mom helped tend to that. Of course, unfortunately, that wound up being the end of my Mom and Dad's relationship. My mom left, I think it was about 79 or 80. I'd see her occasionally, but she did move out of town. And then when I was about 15 years old, 14 or 15, I moved to live with her where she was up in Cambridge. I lived there for about 3 or 4 years, finished out my school. I was trying to decide what I was going to do with my working life, and I came back and went to work for the old man. Of course, I was still working the same business 40-odd years later. But yeah, I've had some experience with that. Of course, it's been an awfully long time, DJ, since I had anything to do with tending to the critters, if you know what I mean.
Roger, yeah. Well, on the farm we had, you couldn't have any more than 99 hens. If you had over that, you had to have a chicken quota. So we'd always get 99 hens. and Mom sold the eggs to the neighbors, would buy the eggs and that. So that was a big chicken coop, and it was a lot more difficult to clean out and that. So, but so it'd be quite a few years before I had chickens again. And when we were here, Carol says it'd be nice to have chickens again. And I got me thinking, yeah. So I looked into it and got the material and built the coop and everything, and ordered the chickens and got them, and they were ready to lay. So that's what these ones are as well. They were, what were they, $18 a piece, something like that, I think, or $20 a piece. So I'll be getting them in September, and they'll be ready to lay then. You can get them as chicks a whole lot cheaper, but I'm not going to be feeding them and that, and I don't really have a place for little chicks, baby chicks and that. So I'll just soon get them where they're ready to lay. And yeah, it doesn't take much to I see the neighbor working out there he's got 2 dogs. He's got to pick up the dog crap all the time before he cuts the grass. He's walking all up and down, and so it everybody's got their chores of some sort. And mine, I get eggs. So yeah, every morning it's 2 eggs, sometimes 3, and sometimes I'll do 5. I'll make scrambled eggs, and Carol and I'll have a wrap. We'll put the scrambled eggs in a wrap, some lettuce and onions and cheese, and have that. Or on a English muffin, I'll have an egg with cheese on the English muffin or something like that. But I want my kasori so I can do my bacon again, because I just works really great, and you don't have all the grease, and that kind of goes to the bottom. So anyhow, we're near the bottom of the hour. VA3 KBC. Anybody else out there? Doesn't look like it.
Is Ben still there? Are you still kicking around, Ben? V3 Sierra Tango, Slope W4? Well, I must have scared everybody off the frequency, DJ. What do you think of that?
I thought it was Brad. I had Brad written down here, but maybe it was Ben. I'm sorry.
It might have. Well, no, maybe it was Brad. I'm looking at all the different calls I got wrote down here. Maybe it was. I could be quite wrong.
Ooh.
Well, that is a incredibly nasty noise.
Yeah, that was quite wide. Well, I'm going to cut the stream here. I'm going to go upstairs, and I think we're going to have soup for supper tonight, and maybe we got some ham. I got some Black Forest ham, and maybe make some wraps up and have some chicken noodle soup and something simple for supper tonight.
Well, you got me thinking, because I cooked some baked potatoes, some russet potatoes the other night. And I usually cook them 2 or 3 at a time. There's no sense turning the oven on. It's a toaster oven, but I'm not going to turn it on and cook 1 potato. So I cooked 3 potatoes. I ate 1 for dinner, and I put the other ones in the fridge. And I thought, you got talking about bacon, and then you got talking about eggs and chickens. I think I might have bacon and eggs for dinner tonight with some sliced fried potatoes to go along with it. So we'll see how that works out. But in the interim, I'm going to hang out and play a little radio. And, well, you enjoy the rest of your day, DJ. Thanks. Again, good to hear you. I'm going to kick around here for about a half an hour. I got a few calls to do. Eventually, I got to make it up into the office and do some calls. I noticed there was a half a dozen there when I got home. So enjoy the remainder of your day. And good to hear you again. This is VE3UPZ. Back over to you.
Okay, VE3UEZ. Yes, I know what the call is. It's up here. There we go. VE3UPZ, VA3KBC. Yeah, as far as baked potatoes, you know how what I started doing, I would take like a good size russet potato, poke it with a fork a few times, put it on a dish, and I'd do 2 of them, because 1 for Carol, 1 for me. And then I'd get the washcloth, rag that she cleans stuff with, wet it, put it on top, put it in the microwave, and microwave that, go about 5 minutes, and then flip it over and give it another 5 minutes, and then I'd poke it with the fork till it was soft. Then I'd pull it out, squeeze it open, put butter, some onions, and cheese on it, and put it in the Kasori air fryer for maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes on high. Oh my God! Talk about just like it's a baked potato, like with cheese and that, and then I put sour cream on top of that again. Oh, just really good. You had a little bit of a crunch on the skin in that, so yeah, it worked really great that way. Anyhow, I'm gonna let you go. I'm going to yeah, I got stuff to do. Good talking with you. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream, and if you guys, anybody else watching, if you would subscribe, like and subscribe, and hit the bell and for all, so that when I am streaming, you'll get a notice on that. And thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you later, Randy, and anybody else. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
All right, DJ. Oh, and another idea real quick before you run. If you're looking to stream something, if you got a camera that you can sort of mobile outside, bend and shape and move in any direction, how about one that points directly up at your antenna? That's a pretty spectacular setup, by the way. I watched one of your videos there, and I really like that, the way it tilts over and all that. Well, that's a nice setup. All right, enjoy your day, DJ. VA3KBC. This is V3UPZ, and we'll talk to you again.
Well, that is one of the things I can put in the back of the screenshot here, Randy. I have that as well. So I've got the Andromeda. I also have the an SR-71 I can put in behind me, and then also the tower with the beam. So I can utilize that as well. Anyhow, 7-3, my friend. You take care. VA3KBC clear.
VA3KBC from Whiskey India 2, Quebec.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hello. You got a nice signal down here in northwestern New Jersey. My name is Dave, and we're in Landing, New Jersey. Over.
Okay, Dave. Yeah. I looked up and I didn't even pay attention to what your signal strength was, but I do hear you very well.
Yeah. Okay. Fine business. I don't want to hold you up if you were going somewhere.
Yep. Yeah. I'm live streaming, so I'm going to cut the stream. And, well, I got a few minutes if there's something you want to discuss.
Well, you're live streaming the QSO that we're having now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I've been live streaming now. What have I got here for time? About 42 minutes so far I've been streaming.
Oh, cool beans. Is this going to be on YouTube then? Maybe you can give me the information. I can go watch it.
It's on YouTube right now. Yeah, so go. My call sign is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie, and then you just scroll down. There's a link there to the live stream YouTube. Click on that, and you'll pick up the live. And if you want to watch it later, it'll be saved as Thursday testing 2023-03-09. And like I said, so when you came on, it would be about the 42-minute mark when you came on.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, that's pretty good. I never did any of that stuff, and I got to tell you, I enjoy watching YouTube. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube. I've learned a lot of things on YouTube. Even I fixed my toilet once by watching videos on YouTube, believe it or not. But yeah, really fine. That's great. So you do this kind of thing often, over?
Off and on. It all depends on my mood. With so it's just something a little bit of fun. And sometimes guys may have some issue with their audio or noise or something that they can't hear. So when I'm streaming and they're talking, they can hear or they can see if they got IMD or if they got RF or that kind of stuff. So it's just another part of the hobby, experimenting.
Yeah, well, that's really really nice stuff to do that. Very often, I like to get people to tell me how my audio sounds, of course, unsolicited many times, but it's a funny thing. You can't hear yourself as well as someone else does on another radio. And, of course, then to play it back over the air, that doesn't always play well. So, well, listen, I won't hold you up. You're kind of cool here. Well, listen, while I'm at it, if you have a minute, and I mean that, about 60 seconds, right now I'm running a different bandwidth than I normally do. So I'm curious to see if I change the bandwidth on this, I'll be able to hear what the differences were, if I may, unless you have to run. Over.
Well, I've been playing. I usually listen at 4.2. I transmit at 4. And I see your looks like about 3.2 is what you're running, so I can adjust it to whatever you are operating at.
Okay, well, yeah, right now I'm at my setting on the audio settings of the 101 Mike Papa here is at 50 to 3050 right now. I'm going to change it to now it's at 100 to 2900. This is the setting I normally use. This will probably cut out some of the bass on the signal. And then, of course, I can go to 200 to 2800, which cuts out a little bit more bass, which I use more or less when I'm trying to work a DX station. And it's an easy thing to change on the radio. But the unfortunate part, now I went back to the little wider signal. It's unfortunate you can't hear yourself, and I think a lot of these radios will do recordings, but most of the manufacturers don't let you play them back over the air, so that's at a disadvantage. Anyway, thanks so much for picking me up. I sure do appreciate that. VA3 KBC, Whiskey Italy to Quebec.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I was changing the width there as you were as well. And yeah, with the Anan here, I can go right out to 8K wide transmit on it. So like I said, I'm usually running 4K, listening at 4K, and it gives you more high fidelity. I prefer that. Anyhow, good enough. I'll let you go, and I'm going to go too, and hopefully we can talk again. And as I said, it's on my QRZ page. There's a lot of pictures there, even of the tower, my fold-over tower, how we fabricated that. So 7-3, my friend, Victor Alpha 3 Kilo, Bravo Charlie.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time, old man. I appreciate it. What was the name there, please?
Name's Don, but I go by DJ, Donald John, DJ or Delta Juliet on the radio, but Don's the name.
Okay, well, DJ is appropriate if you're going on the radio, right? Hey, fine business. Well, listen, have a great day and a great weekend coming up. I appreciate what you've done there. Best of 73, and we'll look for you down the page. VA3, Kilo Bravo Charlie from Whiskey Italy to Quebec. Best of 73, and thanks again.
Yep, and if you would subscribe and hit the bell and go to all, and then whenever I'm streaming, you'll get notified. So thanks anyhow. Have a great day. VA3 KBC is clear.
Okay, I will do that for sure, Don or DJ. Best of 73, WI2Q.
Kilo Tango 8, Romeo.
Kilo Tango 8 Romeo, go ahead.
Hey, Kilo Tango 8 Romeo. I heard you guys were in here comparing audio again. I talked to somebody on here a while ago, and this is the FTDX 3000, and I think we pretty much got the audio set.
Yeah, you're fairly weak to me, so I can't really give you any information there.
Okay, hang on. Okay, is that any better now?
Yeah, it's a bit better. I don't know what your location is. I had the beam pointed to the east, and I turned it down to the south now.
Okay, we're just south of Youngstown, Ohio. Anyhow, yeah, I had been on here a while ago working on the audio on this FTDX 3000. I was just wondering if it sounded any better than anybody was on it that time.
Well, you're kind of fading in and out, so it's like you're backing away from the mic and that. So, yeah, that's what I'm picking up here.
Okay, hang on a minute. Maybe I don't have the amplifier tuned right again. Who knows? Anyhow, hang on.
like a problematic station, DJ. I don't think he's got a real issue there. I think he's gone somewhere to load his amp up a little better.
Yeah, there I went. Okay, I'm back, fellas.
Yeah, well, you heard how he was fading out, like you could hardly hear him, and then his voice kind of came up and down.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like, I don't know if it's band conditions or if, like you said, he's backing away from his microphone while he's looking at his meters or his other gear to make sure everything's in order.
KT8R.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it should be a lot better now, fellas. I had the amp needed tuned a little bit better.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit, and I'm live streaming, so you can watch it later, but you can listen to yourself if you want to. So talk, half a minute or something like that.
Okay, call sign here is Kilo Tango 8 Romeo. We're located just south of Youngstown, Ohio. And we're running right now probably about 300 watts out of the amp. It's still not tuned up to the full amount. But, as long as you're hearing me, you should be able to get a good feel of the audio quality. KT8R.
Yeah, you're 5 to 10 over, and audio sounds fine, other than there's still that little up and down. So anyhow, yeah, I've been streaming for 51 minutes now, and you came in around, say, 49 minutes. So I'm going to go. I've been wanting to get going here. So yeah, you can pick up the stream off my QRZ page. There's a link there. So it's today's says Thursday testing 2023-0309, and then you can hear yourself. It's at the end of the stream there. Comprende?
Comprende. Danke schön.
Oh.
3. KT8R.
Okay, dobre den. VA3 KBC.
Danke.
Okay, I am ending the stream now. 7.3 VA3 KBC. Live long and prosper. Where's the screen there? It's live long and prosper.
Yeah, there's no visual, but I'm giving you the Vulcan salute, DJ. Have a good one.
Okay, 7.3, my friend.